Hello, Anime. Thanks for coming. You look to be the first one here, which is fine. I'm just still getting everything set up. There it goes. So if you want to come up, there's the connection. Having trouble with my one YouTube. There it goes. Hey, girlie, Gina, how you doing? Thank you for coming. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. I did come to a conclusion today. Not exactly when I'm going to leave, but I'm not going to leave before May 1st. Uh, I was checking into getting my motorcycle endorsement. So when I get to the Philippines, I'll be able to rent a motorbike if I want. And the time for doing that is between April and October. So I didn't check early enough to do it this year. So I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And thanks for the thumbs up. But so I'll do it next year. I'll try to get it done in April. So I may leave in May, but maybe June. But I'm going to have to work at least through April. So I can pay for the training. The best way to do it without buying a bike is they have these training classes that you can take. They're training schools, and they have their bikes, and you'll use their bike, but you got to pay for the instructor, pay for the rental of the bike, and then you got to pay for your endorsement. So working one extra week in April will pay for that. But I'll work the whole month of April, and I'll either hey Mike, how's it going, man? I'll either be going to the Philippines in May or maybe June, but I won't go before May because I'm going to have to stay over in April, like I said, just to get my I want to get my motorcycle endorsement. We appreciate that, girlie. We thank you. And Mike, do you guys change your clocks tonight like we do? Here in the States, we change our clocks tonight at 2 o'clock Sunday morning. And so I'll change my clock before I go to bed. My Mike, just to let you know, next week my live stream will be at 7 in the evening Eastern time. Hey Jerry, but it'll stay at 8 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines. That's because of our time change. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do that before I go to bed. I'll change my clocks and get ready, for the time change. So, hello, Anime. Thank you for coming. We truly appreciate it. Yeah, well, ours is November 2nd, 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's tonight. I'll be in bed before too, so I'll do it when I go to bed, and we'll change all my clocks probably. I might not change them all, but I haven't changed my car yet. I'll do that later. But I'll change all the other clocks probably tonight before I go to bed. That way, when I get up in the morning, I won't be wondering what's going on. But so yeah, I'm looking. In some ways, I look forward to it because now when I drive into work, at least it'll have more light, but it'll be darker sooner. So I'll come home in completely the dark on my days that I work. Well, that's why she would know, Jerry. If her husband works in Canada, she's going to know because Canada does it too. As far as I know, Mexico does it. I'm not positive about Mexico. You would know better than that, better than I, Jerry, on that. Uh, but like I said, I figured Canada did, and I know most of it the U.S. does. Myself personally, I'm not crazy about time change. What I'd really love to see is, hey Jake, I'll have to check you out before I give you a, 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 a blue jacket to make sure you actually have your own account and you're not here to cause trouble. But let me do that right now. I don't know how you found me. So, all right, you've had this channel for that long? Yeah, no problem, Jake. Uh, there you go. You've had a channel since 2009, which is tell me you've been at it for a little while, so that's all right. And so yeah. Now I noticed that you're not someone who posts, so that's fine. Uh, 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 Jerry, Mike, and those of you in the Philippines, I'm thinking about changing my channel name when I go to the Philippines to Triple L in the Philippines or just LLL in the Philippines. Uh, Give it some thought. If you can think of something better, that would be fine. I'm not going to change it until next year. I'm not going to, unless I change it to just Triple L right now. Uh, but I kind of want to get away from using my full name. Well, most of my full name. I don't use my middle name here. But I do want to later on distinguish between here in the States and when I'm in the Philippines. I thought about Lazy Larry in the Philippines, Mike. I did think about that, and I could change my like right now everybody just puts in three L's. I could always change it to LLP for the channel name. So that is one I thought about. Well, I'm just a small time vlogger, not trying to make any money. Uh, right now, I do a lot of holiday decorations. Uh, Also, when I travel around a little bit, if I go somewhere I think is interesting, I'll take videos of that. Like I went to Lake George last year at the motorcycle rally they have there every year. Did a couple of videos up at Lake George, which is in, I live in New York State, right outside of Albany, New York. And Lake George is, I believe it's a little north of me, about an hour. It's a nice summer area to go to. I've when I go back, originally from Indiana, and I've gone back home and did some videos back in Indiana. Indiana has one of the largest areas of covered bridges, especially Park County, which is one of the counties right above me. I'm from Vigo County, and I got some videos on the covered bridges. Some are still in use, and I got videos showing them. Some of them you can walk on because they're no longer in use, but they're still safe to walk on. One they had it burned down, and they rebuilt it next to the road, and it was built for people just to walk out on it and look things over, and that kind of stuff. It's just right now it's whatever I find interesting. Now, when I do go to the Philippines, which would be next year, and like I said, right now I'm looking at May. I may push it back another month or so, but right now I'm looking at May. I will do more things on the sites, the tourist stuff that you would see in the Philippines. I'm going to go to Cebu City next year, and I'm going to start off there. And I plan on staying there long term. I do not believe it'll be where I settle down. It's a good soft landing spot. You have a lot of Western amenities and a lot of stuff to see right in that area. You can do day travels to go see. Maybe a weekend trip on some of it, and I'll be doing that kind of stuff when I first get there. Uh, I also talked about, as you can see, I had a bridge got broke out. I did a video on that and talked about that. I looked at getting my a new bridge here, and the minimum to do it was a few thousand. To if I did the whole upper mouth, it was like $25,000. Now it depends on what the insurance would pay, but my insurance wasn't geared toward. It wouldn't have paid much on if I did the whole thing. The bridge itself might have helped me on, but I'd have to work at least another. Oh, I'd have to work at least till probably the end of next year, and I, but that doesn't, Jerry. That doesn't explain where I mean, Indiana Larry would make me think of I'm in Indiana, and like I said, I want to. Uh, well, there's a Carefree Chris, but like I said, I really wanted to incorporate the Philippines into my name. I think, so like I said, maybe Lazy Larry in the Philippines. Triple L in the Philippines. I'll probably go with Lazy Larry, or like I said, we'll think of something. Well, no, I want to use my name, Larry. I just don't want to use my last name, Jake. My last name is Lee. It's Lazy Larry Lee. That's my first and last name. I want to drop my last name. So, I mean, if I go Triple L, then I'm still including it, but I'm not saying it. But I'm thinking about Lazy Larry in the Philippines, or Lazy Larry Travels, something like that. But like I said, I want to gear it different than what I'm doing right now. Right now, I just did not a bunch. I did about 5 or 6 Halloween videos. A couple of those got about, well, 2 of them got 1,000, another one got close to 1,000, and the other didn't do quite as well. But that's all right. I mean, I like I said, I'm not doing this I'm not monetized. I'm not really trying to get monetized. I can get it done under 5,000 in the Philippines too, Jake. But if I it would cost me a lot to go to Turkey when I'm not going there. I'm gonna go to the Philippines. I want to spend at least a year in the Philippines to see how well I like it, and that's why I want to change my channel name to the Philippines. Because if I like it, I plan on staying. Now I don't know, Jake, if you know much about the Philippines, so I don't know about Turkey. I couldn't tell you. I'd never checked into it. But I can fly to the Philippines without a visa and get one when I arrive. Being from the United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, and a few other countries. I couldn't tell you all of the countries, but we can arrive and not have a visa until we get there. They'll give us one on arrival, as long as we're not blacklisted. I'm not on a blacklist, so I'll be okay. And you have to have at least 6 months left on your passport, and I got over 3 years, so I'm good there. And like I said, they have very good dental dentists in the Philippines. Some of them were trained right here in the United States and gone back home to work. The same thing with their doctors. Yeah, you can get scammed. There's women here in the United States that scam you in a heartbeat if they get the chance. Yeah, and there again, Jerry, it depends on where you're at. If I'm in Cebu, if I live in what they call the expat bubble, where the telemarketers and those people work, you're going to have good internet in that area. And if you go to a place outside of there, if you want, get yourself a Starlink internet, and you'll have better internet there. And there's some other places that are starting to put in uh, uh, a better high fiber or fiber internet, so that should improve the internet. Oh yeah, yeah. Or at least they claim to be in the United States. They may not be, but I've had a few of them try to get me into buying Bitcoin, and they talk to you. Oh, my uncle got me doing this, and they're supposedly out in California or down in Florida. There's some supposed to be down in New York City. Oh, we should meet up. Leave me alone, lady. I know what I look like. I know that the women here in the United States, they don't want a man my age when they're young. I mean, most of them. There are probably a few that like older men, but even those women are going to want somebody, in better shape and than I am, unless I like big teddy bear type people. And when I say teddy bear, I mean obese. But I'm going to the Philippines. If I meet a good woman, that's fine. But my main reason is I can go there and live on my Social Security and not have to work. If I stay here, well, I couldn't live in New York State. Forget that noise, unless I got government assistance. And then they tell you what you can do and how much money you can have saved and all that good, happy stuff. And I don't want the government getting that much of my business. But there are places I could live in the United States, but how enjoyable would it be? How much, could I go about and do things? Like I said, in the Philippines, I could do day trips probably every week, if not a overnight trip every week. I don't know. That's what I got to find out. I don't believe Cebu will be the place for me. I want it to be my starting off spot. And the reason why I say I don't think it'll be the place for me, I'm not saying Cebu Island, I'm saying Cebu City, because I think it's probably going to be larger than what I want as a city. I'm probably going to want something a little more slow paced, something a little more like Dumaguete or Iloilo, maybe someplace in Leyte. Something with a little more laid back atmosphere than the cities. And I'm talking about the large cities. Davao might be laid back enough because it's spread out, so it may be okay. I want to check Davao City, because of Danny Knoll and Jamie. I can't think of Jamie's last name. It's Off the Cuff Adventures with Jamie and Danny Knowles from My Road to the Philippines or Road to the Philippines. They both live close to Davao City, so it'd be interesting to meet up with them. So like I said, also, it's just, how should I say this? These are places I want to visit no matter, let's say I decide I fell in love with Cebu City and decide I want to stay there. These are still places I want to see. And these are places I want to go to and visit. Now, folks, if this fan is up too high, let me know. And I'll, let me see if I set it down here for the work. Nope, I have to set it up there. If it's too high, let me know. And if it's interfering with the sound, I'll turn it off. But yeah, it's a lot of you, like I said, Jerry and Mike and a few others have followed me for a while. They know my goal is to go to the Philippines. Jerry goes, every year, Jerry, or every other year? I know you like to go a lot. Mike is married to a Filipina, and he goes over and sees his wife quite a bit, but he's in Canada right now. Jamie does the same thing. He's in Canada for so many months out of the year, and then he's in the Philippines with his girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure which, and they live together the rest of the time. Danny, he's married to a Filipina, but he's in the States right now. He's getting ready to retire. He's hoping by the end of the year or early next year, and then he's going to go to the Philippines for good. Now, he's a younger man than I am, and I wish him a lot of luck. Like I said, I'd like to meet up with Jamie and Danny both. Now, Dan's not here from Dan's Philippine Adventure retirement. Dan and Minnie's Philippine retirement. They live in on the island of Leyte, and they go to Cebu quite a bit. So hopefully I'll be able to catch up with Dan, and Minnie. There's Sammy. She lives on the island of Negros, which is where Dumagueti's at. And I want to see Dumagueti in Valencia because I've seen a lot of vloggers over in that area. And that'll probably be one of the first trips I take outside of the island of Cebu. Will probably be to Dumagueti and Valencia. They're right there together. Valencia is a little higher up. It's a little cooler. But they have a really cool Sunday market every Sunday. They have a big Sunday market. They have a market every day, but Sunday's the big one with a lot more vendors and all that kind of stuff. I really want to go see it. I like the ideal of Valencia because it's cooler, but yet it's still warm. But I don't know if I can afford that because there's a lot of, for the size of that town, there's a lot of expats in that area, which drives up the prices. And, but, we'll still check it out. And I got a couple new guys I'm following. They're over in that area. And so we'll see about catching up with them. But like I said, there's Ilo, Davao. I do want to go to Manila sometime. I want to go to the Venice Grand Canal Mall, see it. Zambales, is that down by Subic Bay? I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a couple of places on Luzon Island, which is where Manila's at. I wouldn't mind checking out. But I don't know how much I will be checking out, and it depend on my cost of living. That's, like I said, when I first go to the Philippines, my first couple months to 3 months, I pretty much want to do a staycation, which in other words, I want to treat it like I'm living here and I'm on vacation, but I'm not really going anywhere special. And Subic is actually spelled Subic. Subic Bay. I was thinking that's where it's at. Subic Bay is where I was at in the Navy. So I wouldn't mind going down there, but that's one of the places that if I don't make, that's fine. Unless I decide that, I got to find someplace else to live, and then I may go check that out. But like I said, there's places before that one that I want to check out. And yeah. I'm looking to make it a permanent. Like I said, I want to do at least a year and see how I like it. So I'm getting rid of everything because I'm not putting anything in storage. Because if I decide not to come back, then it doesn't do me any good to have it in storage. I'd have to come back and then sell it off, and been paying for that storage the whole time, which will cut into the money I can spend and save. I do have a couple places if I come back that I can land until I can build my money back up. One of my nephews who lives here in New York, but he lives between Buffalo and Rochester, told me I could stay with him anytime I want. And I got a sister back in my hometown, would let me stay with her anytime I want. I could go back there and live with her right now if I wanted. She's single as well, no kids. And I'm single. I have no children. So there's nothing really to hold me here. And so I do have good friends, and all my friends understand. I have a good friend. She's married and has a daughter she's had her birthday, so she's 18 now. But I've known her for well over 30 years. I know I knew her dad who passed away. He and I got along real good. And I know her mom and her brother and his wife and son. I'm good friends with all of them. But that's all we are. We're just good friends. And she told me, she goes, Larry, you have to go because if you don't, later on, you're going to regret it that you didn't try. So, you don't want to do that. And all my sisters all were for me going. because they all know I don't like winter. I don't like ice and snow. I can take the cold. I don't care for the cold that much, but I can take the cold. But I hate the snow and the ice. And so, yeah, Jake, that's what's going on. I will. A couple of the people I'm following right now. Well, part of the problem there, Jake, I can't blame the whole country for that. Uh, Back when I started the job I'm working right now, I'm a security guard. Okay, I don't hide what I do for a living. I'm a security guard. Back when I shortly after I started, they offered a 401k, and I didn't put any money into it. That's my fault. I can't blame anybody but me for that. And to be perfectly honest about you, I didn't think I'd stay with the job as long as I have, but I did. And I did not realize at the time, and I didn't question, I didn't ask any questions, that the 401k went with you, unlike a regular retirement. You retire from someplace. If you don't have the time in and you leave there and go somewhere else, well, you lose your time there. You don't get anything. Now, so like I said, that was my fault. I didn't check into it. Plus, when I was a younger man, and when I say younger, in my 20s and even my 30s, I didn't think I'd live to be as old as I am. I had a bad habit of, how shall we say this, trying to burn the candle at both ends and sometimes trying to light the candle in the middle. I was a hard charger on party, and I didn't really slow down until I was in my mid 40s, if not older. I mean, I was a drunk. I wasn't an alcoholic. I was a drunk. I like to go out and get drunk and party and have a good time. And so there was times I'd get 3-4 hours sleep, and that'd be it. And I'd go back out and work all day, then go back out that night and do it all again. And so, like I said, I didn't plan for retirement. That's my fault. I had people that were telling me to put money back and start saving for retirement, but I just never did. And I got myself into really bad debt, but that's my fault. But I've had a great time in my life. I've traveled out pretty much a lot of places in the United States. I've been down to New Orleans. I've been up to Chicago. I've been down to New York City, Washington, D.C., St. Louis, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Well, when I was in the Navy, I was out in San Diego. I was up in Seattle and Tacoma area, as well as Bremerton, and traveled all over those areas on my own. I've been to Vancouver, Canada. I've been to Toronto, Canada. I've been to Montreal, Canada. I've been to the Niagara Falls, both America and Canada. I've been to China on my own. I went to China in '99 on vacation for a little over 3 weeks. Had a great time. I was in Beijing, Changsha, Zhengzhou. I went out to the, I can't remember the name of the mountain village, but it's where the Shaolin Temple's at. And there was a group of us that went to China. I went, and a friend of mine went the longest. Hey, Tim, how you doing? And the other guys, there were 3 other guys that went with us. There was 5 of us that went. The other 3 guys only went for a little over a week, so they tried to pack everything in, real quick. And the one guy was really into Kung Fu, so we went up to the Shaolin Temple. And it was a great visit. I enjoyed it. I got trinkets for everybody in my family and a couple friends. And I went in debt to do it, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I would go into debt to take trips, and then I'd pay them off, then go back into debt to do something else. And well, I have to what I'm going to do is take some of these pictures and take them into somewhere where I can, because right now they're just on they're not on where I can put them on the computer. I have to take them in and have them put on a disk or a thumb drive, and so I can download them to my computer and make some videos out of it. Like when I was down in New Orleans, I went to what they call Oak Alley. Now, Oak Alley was a slave plantation, and it was known as Oak Alley because they had these giant oak trees lined up along the road that led up to the house. Now, these oak trees were over 300 years old, and but the carriage went back when they were planted. The carriages would go past them up to the house and that stuff. And in the back, they had what they call the baby oaks. Now, the baby oaks were over 150 years old, but they were the babies compared to the other ones. And we went through the tour and did that. I was there with I was just telling you about my friends. They're Chinese. And this is back before my friend got married. But I was with her dad, her mom, her and her brother, and this is before he got married. The group of us went down. Her parents and her brother, they all shared a suite. I had my own room, and we had a great time down there. It was down around Christmas time. And then, like I said, now I've got some pictures in Toronto and some, I believe, in Montreal, but Vancouver, Canada, that's back when I was in the Navy. I don't think I have any of those. I wasn't much into taking pictures back in those days. I wasn't doing any vlogging. And now my older brother was into taking movies, and he had some movies that was out at sea. If I could ever find those, I'd love to put them on a thumb drive and load those up. To show you out in the ocean. Now, if you ever look at pictures in the ocean, you see how blue that water is. It's that blue in real life if you got true color. It is absolutely gorgeous. Dan and Man Minis, how you doing? Oh, it's Dan and Manny's Journey. Okay. I was thinking it was, I had the name wrong, Dan. Thank you, sir. How you doing? So, yeah, Dan, I've come to the conclusion I'm not going anywhere until at the earliest will be May next year. I've decided I want to get my motorcycle endorsement before I leave here. And they only offer the training between April and October. If I had thought about it earlier, I'd already had it done. But so in April, I'll set it up. I'll take my motorcycle training. They have training classes here in New York. You don't have to own a bike, but you have to pay for the schooling, which means you pay for the rental, pay for the use of the bike. You pay the trainer, and then you have to take the test and get your endorsement. And so, but you can do that. I'm sure I can do that in 1 month. Yeah, I'm still used to Dan's Philippines retirement myself, but he's been in the Philippines for almost 2 years now, and he lives in Leyte, the island of Leyte. So you're in Cebu. How long are you gonna be in Cebu this time, there, Dan? Oh, but plus I want to get those teeth fixed too, so I may go ahead and work another month or so beyond April just to save up a little more money to get the teeth done, so I don't dip into my emergency fund, because it's a decision I made that I'm going to do it. I thought about whether or not I was going to do it. I thought, it's silly not to. It'll be within my price range that I can do it there without insurance, so that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, we'll get that done in Cebu. Oh yeah, Jerry. Always loved Chris in Cebu. You got more guts doing the walking videos than I do. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Thanks for coming. So yeah, like I said, we're trying to make that decision, and we know we're not going to go. The earliest would be May, and the latest may be. I may have to push it back to July. We'll see. I'm transferring all my bills to one account, and when I do that, I'm actually going to go in Monday and transfer my work checks into that same account, and then I'll close off the other account when I know I got everything transferred over. Get that money taken out and put it in my other account, and that'll be all the money I want in that one. That'll be good emergency money right there that I can just transfer, use the credit card. That's when I can use the credit card without getting the ATM fees. It'll be reimbursed and it won't be an ATM fee from them if I use the credit card. And I can transfer it from that bank account to pay off the credit card. So I'll have plenty of money there. I'll be well. Amy, I'm going to have to check you out here in a minute. Just give me a minute. All right. Amy, just in case you don't know, right now, oh, Larry, you hit the wrong thing. If you want, you can just type in 3Ls. Type in 3Ls, large or small lettering, it does not matter. And my Nightbot will drop your link for you. And if you want to drop it on your own, go ahead. I did not want you to feel lonely without a blue jacket, so there it is. And so, yeah, I hate putting it off that long to go into the Philippines. But like I said, I want so much money in the different account, the one that I'm not using right away, to cover emergencies. And I want to make sure I got enough that I don't have to dip into that to get the teeth done. Because that's something I'm planning on doing. So let's get the teeth done. And like I said, I can't do the motorcycle endorsement until April anyway. So I got to work at least through April. So I'm thinking May, maybe June. And then I'll be done. And I'll be on my way. I don't know about my furniture yet. I told my nephew that if he wants it, he can have it. I won't bother selling it. I really don't care. It's like I got some other money out, and I told them if they need it, keep it. It's family. It's just like I got enough money to make me happy. I just want a little more, but I can get by without it. But I do have to work that April at least to get my motorcycle endorsement. So when I'm there, when I travel, if I want, I can rent a scooter. One of the places I was looking at uses automatic scooters, which I think is probably the one I'll go to. I'll probably take that because I like the idea of an automatic. I don't have to try to remember the clutch and all. I mean, I rode a bike years and years ago, but it's been damn near 30 years, not quite, but been damn near 30 years since I rode a bike. And at South Texas, Jerry, not Larry. I'm just lazy Larry. But Jerry, South Texas. So, yeah. And like I said, Jerry likes to go. He's going this December to, that's all right, Amy. But Jerry's going back to the Philippines this December for, I believe, almost a month, 3 weeks or to a month. But yeah, Jake, like I was saying earlier, I'm going to look to see if I want to stay permanently. And I'm going to stay, unless something really bad happens, I'm staying at least a year. Because if I don't like Cebu, the thing about the Philippines, there's 7,000 islands. And that's right, Jerry. Triple L. Oh, so you can type something after as long as the three L's are first. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Hey, Danny, I was just talking about you, buddy. I said you're getting ready to try to get retired and move to the Philippines quickly. Okay, thanks, Danny. Like I was telling everybody, even if I decide I want to live in Cebu City permanently, I do want to go to Davao to meet up with you and Jamie after you guys are both over there after I'm over there. Right now, the earliest I'll be going would be May. I decided I want to get my motorcycle endorsement so I can rent a bike over there if I travel. Because if I live in Cebu, I'm not buying a bike. I won't do it. I'm not going to drive around a city that large. I'll take public transportation or walk. I'm hoping to live close enough that I can walk to places in a city. And like I said, one of the first places I'll visit after I've been in Cebu for a little while would be Dumaguete and Valencia. But then, like I said, I'd like to visit Leyte, maybe go see Dan and Man Mini if I don't meet up with them in Cebu. I'd like to go to Iloilo. I'd like to go to Val City, meet up with you and Jamie. And then there's some places in Luzon. And Jake, in case you don't know, Luzon is the name of the island. That's where Manila's at. There's some places in Luzon I'd like to go see. Like I said, in Manila, I'd like to go see what they call the Venice Grand Canal Mall. You can look that up. It's a mall with a canal, like the Venice Canal in Italy. And they got the gondolas that go around it. And from my understanding, I guess the people that operate the gondolas sing to you in Italian. If I'm still single and I'm there by myself, I won't take the gondola ride, but I will film it. That'll be something I'll film. World War II cemetery, one of the largest ones in the Philippines is there, and I believe it's BGC, which is part of Manila. It's gorgeous. I've seen videos of it. I want to go see it when I'm up there. And that's also where the embassy's at, the American embassy's in Manila. So, if you have to renew your passport and stuff like that, that's where you would go. You might be able to do it a different way. Hey, Tim. How you doing again? But, so yeah, these are things I want to do after I retire. As long as I'm in this apartment, I'm working, except for maybe the last month. I might keep it for a month and work a week or so and then get rid of everything and get it cleaned up and then move. But I don't know. I'll have to quit. When I get rid of this apartment, I'll have to have a couple of weeks at least, at least 1 week that I'm not working, so I can get everything out of here, and I'll probably bring somebody in and have them clean it. Now, Tim, which one's larger, the one in Manila or the one in Clark? Isn't Manila the largest World War II veteran cemetery? I'll have to go visit Tim and Clark, too, just to give him a hard time. Yeah. But yeah, another thing, Jake, if you're still there, about the Philippines, you can, once you go in, like I said, if you're not blacklisted and you're allowed to enter the country and you're from the States or Canada or the other countries that get a visa upon arrival, you get a 29 or 30-day visa upon arrival. You can stay on a tourist visa up to 3 years. Then you have to leave the country for a while, maybe a day or two or something like that. You take a short trip to maybe Singapore or Japan or Taiwan or Vietnam or Thailand and take a little trip out of the country to come back and start your three years all over again. But now, when you go in, each time you go out of the country and come back in, I do believe you have to have what they call a throwaway ticket. It's an exit ticket. You got to show that you're actually leaving within 29 days. And what you do is you buy a cheapest ticket you can buy. And after you get in there, you throw that ticket away and you stay for 3 years. Also, I don't know, Jake, if you're retired or ex-military with a honorable discharge. You can look at a retirement visa, what they call SRRV, a special retirement something visa. And there's about 3 or 4 different ones. One is that, like I said, you're military. That's the cheapest one. Then there's one if you put in $15,000 into a bank account. Now that money's yours, but it's got to stay in that bank account. Okay. And then you got to be a certain age and have so much money coming in. And the other one is you put, I want to say $30,000 in. And yeah, the e-travel, you got to do that. You can do that on the day you arrive, but no more than 72 hours before you arrive is the e-travel. You do it online on your phone. So, you know, I've got one where I talk about what I'm going to do. It's a travel list, and it talks about what you need to do if you're going to travel out of the country, and you know, like what's the requirements, and whether you're going on are you going on just vacation or you're moving permanently. What's the differences? That's like your mail for one thing. If you're, I believe it, Tim. If I qualify for one, I may go for it, but I won't do it probably the first year. I am going to get a copy of my DD 214 and maybe get that notarized or whatever. But I'll find out a lot of that stuff. They say, you know, you got to be able to prove that you're entitled to be married, but if you've never been married, how do you prove it? I've never been married. So, you know, how do I prove that, you know? But so anyway, there's a lot of things. And if you ever decide you want to travel over there, and if you want to think about moving over there, then you need to start looking into the qualifications and stuff that you need to do. But for travel, if you're a young man still, I recommend, if you can afford to do it, go over like Jerry does. Go over to 2, 3, 4 weeks. Have your round trip ticket, so you just go over for the 29 days or less. You go in, you visit, check out one area, see how you like it, get on the plane, go back home. Another year or two, do the same thing, and maybe you go to a different part of the country. Check that out and see how you like it. You know, because if you don't like I said, with all these islands, it's like in the States. Not each part of the country. You go to the Northeast, it's different than the Southwest. The Northwest is different than the Southeast. The center of the states, the North and South, the Midwest, the Mideast, we're all different. We have a different attitude or different some social norms. Different with us in the States. Some areas are a little more friendlier than others. So you just find what you find comfortable and see what you enjoy. Cebu City, like I said, may be larger than I want. When I was a younger man, I liked large cities. But I'm not a younger man and I'm not into nightlife. It's not what I want. But the nice thing about Cebu, there's a lot of things to do that you can do with a day or an overnight trip, like a weekend trip. There's a lot of things close by that you can do. And so, I'll enjoy that part of it. And who knows, I may enjoy Cebu completely and decide that's where I want to live, but I still want to travel around some. And like I said, I want to treat it when I first get there as a staycation because I want to see what it's going to cost me, what I can get by on, how little, without doing big trips. So I can decide, all right, let's say I can get by, I doubt it, but let's say I can get by on $1,000 a month and do my day trips, like once a week or whatever. And I feel comfortable doing it that way. Let's say that happens. Like I said, I doubt it, but let's say it does. Well, that lets me know that my minimum amount of money I need per month is $1,000. And then I have, well, let's say I got $1,500 to spend or $1,800. It doesn't matter, but let's say $1,500. Now that means I can have $500 a month to put back for big trips. Take a week or two somewhere else. And then whatever I have coming in over that goes back for savings. But let's say it takes the whole $1,500. Well, that's fine. But do I want to spend that much money and stay there, or do I want to look around and see if I can find someplace a little less expensive that I can enjoy? Those are things I'll find out after I'm there. And that's why I say I plan on staying minimum a year, just to make sure that it's not for me, because I think it is. So, but like I said, I have to find the right spot. I'm going to start in Cebu because it's got all the Western amenities you want. They got a good hospital. They got a good dentist. They got a lot of sites close by that you can go visit. That's true. Like I said, that's why I said my first few months, I plan on making Cebu City my long-term place when I first get there. And I figure I'll know within 3 or 4 months. Now I may like it, but I may not love it. And I'll know that within the first few months. Because I'm going to love it when I first get there. Just because I'm retired, I no longer have to worry about what time I get up, where I'm going, all that good, happy stuff. It'll be a much more relaxed day, week for me. So I'm going to enjoy that aspect of it. So like I said, the first month or two is just going to be getting over that, the idea that I'm retired and I'm on vacation to turn it, it's no longer vacation, this is my life. And that'll take a month or two. Then at another month or two after that, I should know how much I enjoy Cebu. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I will want to stay in Cebu. Not because it's a bad city, but I just think it's going to be larger than I want. I'll probably want a little more laid back, like maybe in Clark. I wouldn't want to be in Angeles City, but Clark, or Dumaguete or Valencia, Iloilo. Davao might work. I don't know. But it's an area I want to see because, like I said, you're going to have Danny from my Road to the Philippines, and you're going to have Jamie from Off the Cuff Adventures with Jamie that I'll be able to visit with. And then, like I said, there's Luzon, and there's Leyte. So, there's a lot of places to check out. And so I don't know how much I'll be moving around after I get there. Like I said, I don't plan on moving around the first year. I do plan on traveling some the first year. But that first few months, I don't plan on doing much of anything besides staying on the island of Cebu and travel around Cebu Island. And maybe, what is that, Mindanao right above it? All right, Jerry, you have a good night's sleep, man. Thanks for coming. I'll be ending this one here in a little bit. I understand that. It's a little early for me. I know you like to go to bed early. And so, yeah, we'll now, Dan, I don't know if you heard this, or Danny, I am thinking about changing my name once I move to the Philippines. One of the names I'm thinking about changing is like to Lazy Larry in the Philippines. Lazy Larry's Adventures. But maybe we'll do something like that. Oh, I will. After I get off this one here, I'll set my clocks back, especially in my bedroom, on my microwave and in the living room. Now, I won't get the ones in my car or my phones or computers because they do that automatically. They'll do that themselves. But yeah, I'll set it back. Like I said, Jerry, I don't like the time changes. I just wish they'd pick one and stay with it. Uh, I don't care if they pick standard or if they pick daylight. Yeah, that's what I said. Those are the things I'm looking for, Tim, as you well know. Cebu's got that. Uh, I think Deval has it. Elo has. I know they got at least one good hospital because one of the guys that he lives outside of Elo, he's retired Air Force, and his TRICARE recognizes one of the hospitals that he goes to in Elo. They accept and they pay for that. So I don't think TRICARE would accept a hospital that's not very good. It may not be top of the line, but it's a good hospital, and that's what I want. Crystal, how you doing, Crystal? Thanks for coming. Uh, Now, Crystal, I did make an announcement earlier. I do know that I will not come to the Philippines before May. Now, whether I'm coming in May or not, I don't know, but I know I'm going to work at least through April. That's at least one more month. Uh, as I was telling everybody else, I want to get my motorcycle endorsement. And like a nut, I didn't check into it earlier, and I can only take the courses April through October. So if I'd have checked a couple of months ago, I could have had it done already. And so I'm going to work at least April, probably May. I'm thinking I'm going to work at least through May and come in June or God forbid, July. But that'd be the latest would be July. But I'm thinking June probably. Uh, the odds are June. If I had to put an odds-on favorite, it'd be June now. Because, like I said, I'm going to have to get the endorsement. That means I got to pay for it. It's not cheap to take the class, but once I get to the Philippines, I'll be able to have my license showing that I'm allowed to ride bikes and everything else like that. And so I'll be able to rent a bike whenever I want to. I don't want to buy one until I find out where I'm living. Because if I'm living in Cebu, I'm not buying a bike. Just not doing it. I'll rent a bike when I travel. If I live in a place like, let's say, Valencia, Dumaguete, Iloilo, there's a good chance I'd buy a bike. But not a large city like Cebu. Not going to happen. I don't want to travel around that traffic. Especially when you first get there. I would rather be out in the countryside and or the small towns riding the bike, getting used to it again. But yeah, it's not something I'm looking forward to. Working longer than I want, but I did like an idiot. I just checked today, November 1st. So even if I couldn't have done it if I'd have checked a week ago. So San, how you doing? Let me check you out. Thanks for coming. Okay. All right, okay. Just to let you know, if you want, you can just type in 3Ls, and my Nightbot will drop your link to your channel. That's very simple. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't mind not being that close to the beaches. The reason for that is that puts the storm over land a little bit, and that should help cut down on the winds from typhoons. So there it goes. Now, hey, Tim, just to let you know, I noticed earlier that Jerry typed in 3Ls and typed his stuff afterwards, and it still dropped his it still dropped his link. So as long as the 3Ls are first, my Nightbot should drop your link. So yeah. So I did see your new one. I don't know if you noticed I commented on it, but yeah, it's like I said. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't think earlier about getting that motorcycle endorsement. I thought I'd have to go through a dealership, and so I decided what dealerships offered it, and they said they don't, but they told me about the driving schools. So I asked for driving schools, and one of them does use automatic scooters or bikes or whatever. They're automatics. And so that's probably the one I'll go to, the one that uses automatics. I'll check with the other one. It's a little closer. I'll check and see if they use automatics. It doesn't list it, so I'll ask. But yeah, I want to get that endorsement so when I do travel, if I need to, I can rent a bike. But like I said, when I'm in Cebu, I won't need to rent one. I'll use public transportation or walk. I'll get some good advice from Dad about a good place to stay, where there's places I can walk to, and then I'll use public transportation to go to those tourist sites that I want to see. But like I said, I may use a weekend, All right, I haven't checked my replies yet. I've been watching videos all day, and as you notice, I did the reply on yours. I just watched it today, so I haven't really checked out the answers back. But I've been watching quite a few YouTube videos, mostly on the Philippines. A couple on news and sports. I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan, so I watched a couple of videos about my team. And but yeah, I went through my closet last weekend, got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I do need to do some more of that. I'm going to slowly start getting rid of stuff that I don't think anybody else will want, that I know I no longer need, and start doing that now instead of waiting until the. Tim, I like being a former sailor. I like the ocean, but I don't want to live. I don't want to live at the ocean. I want to be close enough that if I want to go see it, I can go see it. I don't plan. I used to snorkel, so I'd like to be able to go snorkeling once in a while. But you don't have to live by the beach to do that. You can drive down, and even if it's 2 hours away, you can drive down, go snorkeling for a few hours, and drive back home. That's a day trip. And that's the kind of trips I want to take when I first move there. I don't know if I'll do any diving when I first get there because I'm going to be working on getting better health. I'll be doing that before I go, but I also want to do it after I get there because I know I won't be in the best. I'll be in better health, but I won't be in the best health yet. I need to work on the stair climbers because some of the places I want to go see is going to have a lot of stairs, and either going up or going down. Going up is going to be the tough part. Well, I understand that. Now, see, I wear water shoes. I got water sandals and water shoes both. So when I go, I'll be wearing those, and they will go in the water with me. I'm not going to walk in the beach because, some of those rocks can be very sharp, or you might step on something else that could sting you. And if you're wearing shoes, that will save your feet. And so I have those, and I'll just take those with me. I just ordered a couple things for travel, that stuff that I'm going to need to pack. I ordered a really nice travel baggage that is hard-sided and no zippers. It has combination locks that are TSA approved, combination lock, which means I guess they probably have a special key. If they need to, they can check it. It's a carry-on luggage. Yeah, walking on loose sand can do that. That's why I said I really got to get in back. I'm walking, but I still need to build up my. I had a falling. At least that's what the VA told me. It's a falling arch. I used to walk 3 miles without stopping. I could walk three on a treadmill. I could put it at an incline of 3 and walk 3 miles in an hour and not have any trouble. And then my arch, I started having trouble with my arch on my right foot. And so now I walk a couple thousand steps and I'm just about done. That 10,000 steps, I got to see if I can ever build myself back up to it. Because I enjoy walking. And so I'm hoping. Now, one of the vloggers, he's a new vlogger over in the Philippines. He's in the Dumaguete area. Goes by Jogo Wonder. And he was talking about, he found these insoles that are about, he said $60. And he said his feet were in bad shape, but it does really helps him a lot. So I asked him, hopefully he'll tell me what kind of insoles did he get, because I'm more than willing to try some new insoles. If they work, I'll pay the $60. Because like I said, I just want to be able to walk again and walk a long distance. I enjoy doing that. Now, I don't walk fast. I walk at my speed. 3 miles an hour is not that fast, people. I got friends who walk a lot faster than that. Chelsea, how you doing, Chelsea? Thanks for coming. And we appreciate the likes. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. And all right, Chelsea, people, she's got a new video up. And she'd like you to go check it out for her. And so go ahead and check out our new video. And so, like I said, I'll be here at least through May. I'm leaning towards June because, like I said, I want to get this done when I go to Cebu. That's one of the things I want to do when I'm in Cebu. I know they got a couple of good dentists there that's highly trained. They got one in Cebu City itself and one over in Newtown area. I think that's what's called Newtown over in Mindanao, whatever that island is next to Cebu. So I like to, I'll find out which place is better to go, what it's going to cost me. But that's why I want to work at least through May, maybe June, just to get that money saved up. Trying to get my bills paid down. Now I will sell my car, get whatever I can out of it. My car's only, I bought it in August of 21. So right now it's 4 years old. I bought it brand new. So it's first, like I said, I may come over in May, but it could be June. Because of I want to make sure I have the money for my dental work without touching my emergency fund. I want so much money in my emergency fund. I may be able to do that through May. I'll find out once I get everything transferred over and see how much is building up each month. I have enough money. I will have enough money this month in the other account. There's so much money I want in it, it'll be there. Although I may pull some of that out to have it on cash in my pocket. That's my startup money. That money will be there. It's already set up. That's good. That's good to go. And I can go a few months without getting any money coming in. So that's good to go. And that's a necessity. And now it's the emergency fund I got to get built up. Plus, like I said, I want to get my motorcycle endorsement. So I can't do that till April. So I have to stay here, sign on for April, which means I'll go ahead and work through all of April. Right now, I'm thinking about doing it through May, or part of May, then closing everything out of here, go home and visit my sisters and cousins back home in Indiana, and then take off, probably come back here, visit my nephew and brother-in-law again, and maybe my friends here in this area, sell the car and get out of here. But I'm trying to figure out if I want to fly directly to Manila, which I can get a flight directly to Manila, but then I'd have to change over to the airport there and get a flight into Cebu, or do I want to fly somewhere else, change flights there into Cebu? So I'll look and see which way's quicker, which way's cheaper, and we'll go that route. But it's too soon for that. I'll probably start checking that out in December or January. I'm doing a few months out. Hey, Hannah, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be going, but thanks for coming, everybody. But yeah, like I said, these are some things I got to get worked out. But now, Hannah, I got to ask because I don't know, what's SW stand for? Because I have no clue. I know what BG stands for, background, but I don't know what SW stands for. But yeah, so I am looking forward to getting over there and meeting a bunch of you. You take Anna May, I believe she's in Cebu area. Michelle Life is in Cebu area. A few others. And maybe I'll be able to meet up with Christy and I know I'm going to meet up with Dan and Mad Minnie sometime. Like I said, Danny and Jamie and Tim I want to meet up with. So we'll see. Like I said, I don't know how quick I'll get around to traveling. It won't be right away. I know some people, one guy, a Tropical Martini, he had never been to the Philippines. Decided he was going and started making plans. And he's been in the Philippines now for about a month. And he went to Cebu first, had a lot of dental work done, and had a colonoscopy and some other work done, and had his eyes examined, got some new glasses. And, I probably will try to fly to Cebu, but I can't fly directly to Cebu. I can get a direct flight to Manila. So but I'd have to stop in Manila to transfer to Cebu. So I might as well try to see if I can find something cheaper to, like maybe fly to Taiwan or somewhere else, and then get a direct flight into Cebu from there. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. And then when I know where I'm going, I'll have to try to find an Airbnb or something for a couple weeks to a month while I look for an apartment. And so, yeah. He left the Philippines? I thought he left Cebu, but he was planning on going to, was it Bohol? He was planning on going somewhere else in the Philippines. He left Cebu. I haven't seen a new vlog yet, and maybe he decided the Philippines wasn't for him. But he seemed to be enjoying himself. And but like I said, he was in Cebu. Then he was going to go somewhere else, but my understanding it was going to be in the Philippines. I'll have to see if he's got a new one out and see what's going on. I found it interesting, seeing, from day one where he landed and all that. All right, I'll have to check. I'll have to see if I can fly. Remember, Tim, I'm on the East Coast, so I might be able to fly out of JFK to one of those places and to Cebu or Clark. Because if I fly to Cebu, LAX, that's going to add another who knows how many hours to my travel. So that's things I got to look at. But like I said, we got plenty of time to do that. I'll start looking somewhere around January or February. Because, like I said, I'm not going to go till May or June. And so a few months, the farther, a few months out when you really want to start booking things. So it's all done before when you go. And like you said, the e-ticket, you do that. I can do that the day I leave. Because you can't do it more than 72 hours before you get there. So I want to avoid that. But yeah, it may be worth flying to LAX compared to JFK because the flight time may be about the same and it may be a little cheaper. I don't know. That's what I have to look at. I'm going to try to fly business. I don't want to fly coach. As a fat old man, I want more room in my seat. I would think about first class, but I don't think I really want to spend that kind of money. Now, one thing I've never suffered from when I was in the service is what we call channel fever. Hey, Christina, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Channel fever is where you can't sleep the night before you go into port. You've been out to sea for a month or whatever, and you know you're going to be in port the next day. A lot of guys can't sleep, and we call that channel fever. I never suffered from channel fever. I always slept well. Tim, when I flew to China back in '99, I flew from Erie, Pennsylvania to Detroit, and Detroit straight to Beijing. Travel time from Detroit to Beijing was, I want to say, about 15 hours. Basically the same thing on the way back. I think the way back was a little quicker because probably tailwinds. And then we got to Detroit, and because they gave us wrong information, we missed our connecting flight and had to spend the night in Detroit. I'd rather just flew straight into Erie. I'd have to buy them, Tim, but I'll think about that. I'll make sure I have some gum too, because you chew the gum, that'll help pop your ears so they don't get plugged up from the air pressure difference. That'll help keep your ears better. I may have to buy a pair of compression socks. I plan on taking a pair of boots, the work boots. They're kind of comfortable. But those will be for just to make sure I got a pair of boots in case I need them for whatever reason. My other shoes will be packed into bags and take it that way. And like I said, I bought 120-inch storage bag, and I'm thinking about buying that big bag as well that I'll have to check on. When I get to, my bag that I bought, luggage that I bought, the 20-inch luggage, it's all aluminum. And it's got a, like I said, TSA approved lock. And I'll be getting that tomorrow sometime. And I'll pack that up with the stuff I know I'm taking to see how much room I got left or how much more space I'll need. And all right. Make sure I stretch them out real well. Now, should I just wear them a few times? Will that stretch them out enough? Or should I just kind of pull them to stretch them out? What do you suggest there, Tim, on that? But, I want to thank you all for watching my last short on Halloween. I got up to, if I remember right, it said like 1,000 views. Yeah, it shows 1,000 views. So I want to appreciate y'all for doing that. I don't get to 1,000 very often. I have done it a few times. What do you say, Tim? Should I just stretch them out or should I wear them a few times to stretch them, or yeah, yeah, I may have to pay a little extra for the check on. I don't plan on taking anything real heavy, uh, but we'll see. I want to take some pictures of the family. Uh, I'll have to decide. I used to have a photo album and almost all the pictures I'd want, but I lost that. Just stretch them in my hands. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'll have to see what the weight limit is on the bags, and if you're over, do you just pay a little extra? Uh, we'll see. Like I said, I plan on taking. If from my understanding, I can take my CPAP and not count it as a carry-on because it's medical. I use a CPAP for sleeping, so I'll be taking that with me, and that'll be in a separate carry thing. Uh, Now I have a couple book bags that I'm going to take, but they'll be put inside the check luggage. I'm not going to put my stuff in it because I'm going to put that 20-inch carry on. That's what I'm going to carry on and put it in the storage bin above me. And so then I'll have my laptop and my shower kit and that stuff. Uh, then the bigger one will be the check bag, and it'll have the uh, I'll have two book bags I'm thinking about taking. I may only take one, but I'm thinking about taking two. I ordered a chest strap for carrying your valuables. It's RFD, which is what I'll carry my passport and uh, money and stuff like that will be in it. Uh, but I'm carrying with me. Uh, so it'll be under my shirt. It won't be inside. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'll have to check on what's the weight limit for each plane. Uh, I may try to take PA out, one of the Philippine Airlines. Uh, uh, Over at least, to where I don't know what airline I'm going to take for sure, but like I said, I want to go business class. I don't want to be on any small plane unless it's a very short hop. Uh, Japan to or Singapore to the Philippines. Don't want to be on too small of a plane, but it can be a smaller one than going across the ocean. I'd rather be on a bigger plane for that. And so yeah, we're gonna. But yeah, I'm starting to get uh, apprehensive, and I don't mean in a bad way. I mean it's like, what do I got to get done? What am I doing? Not in what am I doing by going over? It's what am I doing to get ready? Uh, so, 'cause like I said, you know, this is a big deal for me. I've been overseas many times. A couple different times, about three or four. Well, three, I can say for sure. A couple times in the Navy, once out of it. I've been out of the country a few times, uh, but it was always you knew you were coming back. Might be 6 months or 7 months later when I was in the service, but you knew we were coming back. You had all your buddies with you on ship. This will be totally different, and so anyway, like I said, it just it's something that it's something I haven't done, so it's going to be a little apprehensive, and you're going to be a little excited, and all that. It all kind of rolls in together, and because I am looking forward to going, and I am. praying that I love it. So Starlux, all right. Now, see, the nice thing about them, though, they were going to be in California. That's where they were going. See, so can I get a Starlux here? I'll have to check that out, but and see what the difference is, because I'd like to go to Cebu, and I prefer to go to Cebu without going through Manila. Because if I go through Manila, then I may want to go ahead and stay a few days there, like a week or two, and see the stuff I want to see there. And I just soon get to Cebu first, get settled in, and then go do that later. That would be one of my trips, my bigger trips. And that'll be 6 months or more down. It might even be a year or more down the road. It's not something I have to do right away. But if I'm there, then I might as well get it over with. I'm talking about going to the World War II veteran cemetery, going to the Venice Grand Canal Ball, and a couple other things while you're there. But I'd just as soon do it later, not when I first get there. When I first get there, I'd rather go to Cebu, find a place to stay, relax for a few days, and then find a place to live. The first couple of days, I don't plan on doing much, just relaxing. You after that long of a flight, you're going to want a couple of days just to catch up with yourself. I know some people like to hit the ground running. I prefer, if I can, just to take a day or two to relax and get myself up to speed, get my bearings a little bit. So that's what I plan on doing the first couple of days, is getting to where I'm staying at, the Airbnb or the hotel, whichever I get, relaxing for a few days, and then hit the ground looking for a place to live. All right, I'll have to check it then. Starlux Airline, just go on its website. Thanks. I did not know that, because I've gone Google Flights and it doesn't say anything about Starlux. So we'll see. All right. That's good information. Thanks, Tim. And so, yeah, like I said, just today I decided that I got to work at least through April. I'll make the rest of the decision later. But, it has to be done, because, like I said, I want that. I want that motorcycle endorsement. So I won't have any trouble renting a bike if I need to rent one. And I think it would just be, I don't know, it'd probably cost me less to do it over there, but I don't think it would be as convenient because here I don't have, I would be able to understand the instructors completely. And I think it'd be easier to take care of it here, because I want to know my license, and I'll get it a new license. I don't have the what they call it, enhanced driver's license. I'll get that at the same time. All right, like I said, I will definitely check into that, Tim. Hang on a minute. Let me get a pen. I don't. Oh, shoot. There's a pen. LUX. All right, we got that down. So now we'll start checking into that. We appreciate that, Tim. That is some very good information. But yeah, I just wrote down Starlux website. So like I said, the last thing I'm going to do is sell my car. Try to get that sold the day or two before I leave. Uh, I don't know if I can fly out of Albany. If I'm going to fly to LAX, I may fly out of Indiana. That'll save me a little bit of money. Visit all my friends here for a while, then go to Indiana, visit my family back there. If I can sell my car back there. No, I'm going to have to sell my car here. I got to turn those New York plates in and make sure there's no trouble on that. But I can still fly out of Indiana. But I'd probably just fly out of here. Oh well, that's like I said, that's stuff I got to still figure out. But right now, I'm thinking May or June. And if I had to bet, I'd say June. But hopefully, I can do it in May. All right, everybody. I've been going for an hour and a half, a little over now, and I want to. You think they're better than Japanese airline? That's cool. I said I'll check into it, and this is going to be my last major flight if I get my way. I mean, I don't plan on coming back. Once I get over there, I want to figure out get my burial information taken care of. I don't know if I'm qualified to be buried at sea. If I am, I would love to have that done and see what it would cost me. If not, I'll probably go with cremation. I can't see paying for a burial site. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to do it here. I would not pay for a burial site. I would be cremated here. I've already told the family that's what I would do. But I would prefer a burial at sea if I could. But we'll see. That's something I'll have to check with over there. I may have to go to Civic Bay to find that out. But so, all right, everybody. Like I said, it's been over an hour and a half. I want to thank you all for coming. And I want to remind you now, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, have fun. I will. But thanks. Bye now, everybody. Take care. And Tim, thanks for the information, man. Appreciate it. Bye.